Hey guys, welcome back. So I thought with the sort of year coming to a bit of an end, we might do a little bit of a review. We've learned a lot this year, picked up a lot of sort of tips and tricks, products, training stuff, logistics, administration, just stuff you pick up racing your bike around the country for 12 months. So I thought, well, we might sort of just have a crack and go back through what we've picked up.
Slam dunk, are you ready to make me? I'm lit and I'm riding the fast lane. Don't let me down, I'm on fire.
Let's start with a couple of products. First one I have to talk about is that feedback trainer. Guys, I have to say, it's been a bit of a game changer for us. Always a bit of a struggle getting to a race and being able to warm up, but also taking stuff to a race. So you're really kind of tossing up before you went, oh, do we really need a trainer? Do we not need a trainer? With this thing, it's not an issue. You just throw it in the car. You can get 3 or 4 of them easily in there and you're quite happy to do it. The other thing is how easy they are to set up. Like often we are starting races in paddocks and to warm up is really difficult if you're putting a proper trainer down. This thing, you seem to be able to put it down on anything and you can kind of get 20 minutes on it pretty happily. So the Feedback Sports Omnium trainer, I've got to say, probably one of the biggest wins of the year.
Waxed chains are dead. There you go, you heard it here first. Main reason, guys, is in a team situation, to have 1 or 2 guys having a different maintenance setup. Oh, don't touch my bike, it's got to wait. No, shut up. You're running what everyone else runs. Get it done. Sorry, Lee, it's dead. And God, it's noisy. It's so noisy.
So I still think there's a pretty serious argument for mechanical group sets. Let me explain. So most of the guys run Di2 this year, the electronic group set, and it always blows my mind, right? Taking wheels in and out of cars, taking wheels in and out of bikes, you put the wheel in and it just shifts perfectly every time. Performance-wise, yeah, you're probably getting a couple of % on the electronic group set. But that's the thing, they're an electronic group set and they are an electronic component, meaning, well, they're electronics and, well, when something goes wrong, it's like your TV, it's like your laptop. It permanently goes wrong. It's the device, which is kind of where the argument for mechanical comes in for us, because, a couple of occasions this year we're at the start line or something like that and an electronic component dies, right? And that's what happens every now and again to electronic components. Whereas with mechanical, it's a cable, it's a screw, it's a thing that can actually be fixed or replaced at the start line or in the race. So yeah, it's something that we're going to think a lot more about. Interesting one anyway. Complete dominance of aero gear now is just, it has completely taken over our level of racing. Like, it is very, very rare to see someone running shallow sectioned wheels and a normal road helmet. And the helmet situation, very much the same. Like, obviously from our perspective, we ran the Bullet 2s pretty much all year. And you saw that with the Oliver's guys running the Casks ones as well. It was pretty common that guys would go the aero route. Guys running the full booty setup for just standard road days. It's just totally taken over. Yeah, it's been really interesting to see because a couple of years back that was not the case. It was all about how light you could get, and those days are, well, they're gone.
The importance of good eyewear in wet weather. I cannot say how good these wind jackets were at Tropics. Like, to just be able to run something that were effectively goggles, massive kudos to them. Hopefully, they don't get that much more testing, because there was a lot of rain this year. Not a lot of rain in Sydney, but a lot of rain racing.
Also run the Radar EVs, I've run obviously the flight jackets, and I've been running the Shimano S-Fire sunglasses at the moment. But you know what's actually interesting, the ones that I'd prefer?
For racing and whatnot, I still prefer the jaw breakers.
Yeah, me too.
Just for that little bit of ventilation. If you get sweat on them, they dry up quicker.
Pure performance. I miss my shutter, what are they called? Splatter fades. Gave them to Sam Hill. It's probably broken them.
Let's talk a little bit about cameras. I'll start with the bike cameras. So we ran the Sony Action Cam, we ran some GoPro Hero Sessions, some normal GoPros, destroyed basically one of everything, and mostly all due to water. So water, grime and grit would get into them and essentially killed off the batteries on a lot of them. They all have pros and cons. The Sessions are brilliant just how lightweight they are. The big problem with the Session is the battery life to start with, and also it breaks every bit of footage down into 11-minute segments. So if you want to try and overlay your power data to it and do like a proper kind of session with that, you've got to sync manually multiple segments, which I've talked in the past is one of the good things about these. But the bad thing about these is its mounting solution is pretty awkward, and well, it's noticeably heavier than the others. So look, all with pros and cons, but I do want to say this. I'm starting to think that actually the bike camera footage, particularly for road racing, is just not that valuable. It's really hard to get something that's good. Out on the road, it's really difficult on a tour to be formatting them, battery charging, mounting them, keeping on top of that, and half the time you put it on someone's camera and they don't actually do it. And I don't know if the actual content from the footage is that engaging. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably a conversation for another time. But yeah, bike cameras, I'm a bit at the moment like, meh. We'll see. Crits, yeah, but anyway.
Bike computers, bike computers, bike computers. Killed a few this year. Killed a Garmin. I've killed a PC8. Jesse has killed a Wahoo Bolt, all of which were subsequently replaced.
The latest update on the PC8 made it super reliable for me, but still those Wi-Fi upload issues are just annoying.
Guys, for us, the most reliable has been the Bolt. There's no two ways about it. It just does work and upload the quickest.
You could possibly argue that I'm actually the amalgam, or at least this year, I've been the amalgamate of cycling shoes with the number of shoes that I've gone through. We had the S5s, we had the Cities, we had the DMTs, currently running the Ganao ones thanks to Celeste Cycles in the Philippines for sending these out for me to test. Look, the Cities, the retention system on that was just fantastic, no two ways about it, a bit heavy. DMTs, my God, you would never wear a more comfortable shoe. So comfortable that you kind of got the feeling that maybe they weren't the full performance thing. Look, if you held a gun to my head and said which one would I run, I'd probably run the S5s. Just because they work consistently, they work continuously. You get a few little aches and pains every now and again, but nothing more than you get any other shoe. And that low cut of the S-Fire is, you know, hard to beat. The matching shoe thing just looked so good this year, and big thanks to Shimano for giving us that opportunity, and I reckon we did a really good job of just showing those shoes off, to be honest. So well done, us.
Now, let's talk a little bit about nutrition on the bike.
Performance gels were a win, 100%, absolutely loved them. Hats off to Jay for putting me onto that. Only issue we had was we had some leaking gels. So hopefully that was just a batch. Look, Cliff bars as a food, love them. Just don't run bars a lot during racing. Do like those Cliff shots, but again, well, just a bit expensive to be honest. Sorry, can't run winners. We'll probably get divorced on some of the gut related issues. Staminade, powder, love it. Cheap, effective, gets the job done. Really good, works. Any other ones you want to think about?
No, like Staminade we don't get flavour fatigue with, which is huge.
That's true. I know a lot of the guys run the SIS stuff. They've all had no issues with it. Look, to be honest, we don't have a nutrition sponsor, so the guys tend to just buy in bulk whatever's cheap and that they rate. Obviously we ran Prepped in the Philippines, which we talked about in that vlog. I ran it also up in Tweed, liked it there. The thing with it with Prepped for me is it is a race day prep, so it's not something you just hit and day in, day out. Too expensive for that, to be honest.
I'm just going to say it. You know what? I'm going to say it, Lee. I'm going to say it. It's going to be on the vlog. It's going to be on the vlog now. Coffee in Melbourne is too cold. It's lukewarm at best. I don't know what the hell you're doing down there. It's freezing cold half the time, so I don't know why you're drinking lukewarm coffee, but you are. You're drinking lukewarm coffee. Anyway, there it is. It's out there.
The rise of the mid-compact, ladies and gentlemen. Old school people, beware. It's happening. My cynical feeling is that just a lot of bike builds are coming with them already on it and people are leaving them on. You're certainly seeing guys run it and run it well. The thing I kind of like about it, less of the you've got that extra gearing down low, more that you're seeing guys being able to stay in the big ring over punchy rollers. which we do a lot of in the NRS. So, you know, dropping down into the 23 or something, but in the big ring, and just pushing over it for 10-15 seconds.
If I had to choose one helmet to run for the year, given what I do, temperatures, given all that kind of stuff, I would choose that. I would choose the Century. I think it is legitimately a friggin' awesome helmet. The Bullet, obviously pure performance thing, but just it's going to be too hot and heavy in the pure summer. Whereas I think if I had to, I'd choose that. I really would. Big fan of that Century helmet.
I have tried a lot of lights this year. I've been a various Christmas tree at some points. I have always come back to the Bontrager Flare as my rear, and the Bontrager, don't know what it's called, Ion front. The Fly 6 is great to a point. For me, probably not purely bright enough for my needs.
I run it.
Yeah.
I love the saddle mount. I'd like another hour of battery life, ideally. Rear light, Fly 6, front light, Strata, 1200.
The absolute dominance of the track and mountain bike guys. I mean, obviously, with Jay having the mountain bike background, you've got Jared Drisners, who's going to win the NRS track background. Really rare to see a pure roadie doing well domestically in the country. In fact, you'd probably argue that Sam Hill is the most successful roadie currently in the country. I don't know whether it's the nature of the racing we do. I think it probably does have a dramatic effect on it, like specifically the mountain bike guys, like because they're also used to those 2-3 minute efforts, and that's effectively what the NRS is nowadays. It's not 40-minute climbs, it's 2 or 3 minute efforts, and then with really good finishes on them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the answer of that is, or the point of me even saying that is. It's just an observation, and it's certainly one that that I don't think's going to go away.
Guys, I hope you. I hope we had a bit of fun with that today. I really liked doing that. I like doing those sort of point and shoot, just go out and do a vlog, and okay, take my scooter and see how we go, and just sort of come up with a few bits and pieces that we've seen throughout the year. So if you like this kind of stuff, and obviously if you've got any questions, some more questions about some of the stuff we've used, fire them down below, because this is a really good time to ask and talk about it. There's a lot of other stuff going on in Australian cycling off the bike at the moment. I haven't really talked about it much on this vlog, so I'm not sure it's necessarily that interesting to you guys. If you are interested in some of the Oz cycling stuff, pop it down below and we'll maybe comment on it and go from there. But guys, yeah, look, heaps coming up. I really hope you enjoyed that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and like these videos. You got any end screen chat for me, girls?
Yes, but can you do this? Get this lower for me?
Yeah, I can get that lower for her. And if you want a full scooter vlog, it's coming. Alrighty, see ya.
And always beware Australian wildlife. Training tip 101.